Hello, hello, everybody. It's your main man, Darren M. Palmer. Excited to be with you for another episode of Market Leader Live. Hey, you know what we do on this show. We give you tangible steps how to go to the next level, to the next dimension at what you're doing. Now, today's episode is Be Cool. At the time of this recording, especially I'm in the great state of Texas, so I know it's 90 plus degrees or whatnot, maybe even 100. I typically try to stay from going outside for the most part during this time of the year, unless I need to get out early in the morning or in the evening. But I want to talk to you about being cool. When we look at being cool and having that understanding, you have to get in your mind that with being a market leader, that you want to make sure that you go forward with whatever that you're doing. At whatever you're doing. So when we look at being cool, you can't fold under pressure. I use that as an example where you see me go off the screen and then back on the screen. That's how it is with business cycles or whatnot and things that you're doing. You have to be cool under pressure. I had a situation again at Starbucks. I was at Starbucks the other day and I went in line because the line was long. I called myself, I had my mask, I went in line, and then I had where I made my order, it was 4 people behind me. 4 people behind me. So I moved out the way, allowed the other people to order. I kept my 6 feet, staying in line with the rules or whatnot. But I noticed something. The more that I stood there, I noticed that I hadn't received, and I had something simple. I didn't have like any frappes, any caramel macchiato upside down. I just had the regular, just basically coffee. So as I'm standing there, I'm noticing that the 4th person who had a different type of drink than I did or whatnot that wasn't basic, they got their order. I looked up again, the person who was 3rd in line, they got their order. Meanwhile, the drive-through line is steady going by. Then I look up again. They reached out to the person who was behind me, the couple that was behind me, and shared, these people have been here for a while. Let's make sure we get them taken care of. So I'm evaluating this and looking at it and thinking to myself, oh my goodness, like what's going on here? But I stayed cool. By staying cool mean that I didn't overreact, I didn't panic. And then before I knew it, the woman had reached out and said, wait a minute, this gentleman has been over here as well. When I say be cool is I could have pitched a fit. I could have acted out. But watch what the lady shared with me that gave me perspective. And I want to share this with you about the importance of being cool, no matter what the situation is or what environment that you're in right now, or what predicament that you find yourself in. Doesn't mean that you don't need to take action, but be cool. With that being said, the woman reached out to me that was a part of management, and she shared with me, she said, sir, I'm so sorry about what happened or whatnot. We're doing some training right now for us to actually have our team the way that we need them to be or whatnot, and to be self-reliant, to be efficient in what we need them to do. The proper training is we had to have them trained where it was a rush hour, so to speak, far as what we do. And that's typically in our mornings or whatnot for breakfast. So I appreciate your patience. Here, sir, here is 2 cards or whatnot. No, she gave me 1 card on my next purchase for free. Then she said, you know what? I'm sorry about that again. Let me give you another card because we appreciate your service. And then also we had this other drink over here. If you know somebody that could utilize this drink, we just made it. I want to give this to you as well. So when I talk about being cool, I could have reacted the wrong way. Now, I had a choice. I could have went and had a response and shared, hey, I know I was here. If you don't mind, can you share with me what's the update on my order that I made? Because I've been here for a little bit and I'm just trying to see, where are you all far as the order that I made? I could have handled it that way. Now, let's look at another way to handle this. I could have just reacted the wrong way. I could have went in there and said, and I don't need everybody jumping down my throat on this, but I'm gonna be real with you. I could have went in there and said, what is it y'all don't want to serve me? I could have went in there and said, you don't want to see a black man dressed nice. This my girl Jasmine in the building. What's going on, girl? Good to see you. I could have went in there and said, y'all don't want to serve black people. Or you don't want to serve me because I'm a man. You hate to see somebody in here dressed like this. I could have came up with a lot of situations. I could have came up with a lot of things as far as what happened. But it would have been with my thought process. Now, I shared with you what the result was. They were actually training. So if you got any, and this is Market Leader Live, so if you got any kind of team members or whatnot, you know what it is to train people. They're not going to be as quick as you. They're not going to be as efficient as you. But that doesn't mean that you don't train. You have to have time that you train. And guess what? When you're training people, the ball is going to drop. Somebody's going to fumble. They're not going to do it the way that you do it. There's going to maybe be somebody that's upset. It might be a weight because that particular group of people, that cohort, they can't do the job as efficient as the people who've been there for years. But the way that you're able to be a market leader and grow your team and get better systems and better have compliance lined out the right way is that you have to test things. You have to get better. So I'm sharing my Starbucks story with you to tell you to be cool. Understand that because I chose to be cool, and this is just an example here. This is not about me, but I chose to be cool and it worked out in my favor. The manager chose to be cool. The manager chose to be cool because they have a culture. They're building a team. And so they know that the group of people that were able to go through that rush hour and go through the fire of when it's tough, some that you just can't learn in the classroom, some you just can't learn in just training when it's just one or two people in there and you messing up on a drink. But when you're put through the fire and you put your team through the fire, by doing inspection, by self-assessing, you allow yourself to have a global brand. Because it's not that Starbucks has the best coffee. It's not that McDonald's has the best food. They got the best systems. So today's Market Leader Live, I just want to talk to you about being cool. Be cool at what you're doing. You might be growing right now. You're investing right now. It's seeming like that you're going through the rush hour, just like the crew of people that was at Starbucks. But keep in mind that if you continue to execute, you continue to build up other leaders, if you continue to empower the people that you're working with, then you can have a brand that can scale. That's important if you're looking at being a market leader. It's understanding how to be cool. The manager could have easily jumped over and said, oh, you missed that person. Oh, you didn't do that. But that wouldn't have been a teachable lesson because she would have been putting out the fires for the team members. Instead, she allowed for them to learn through experience. And she also was able to come back and make a wrong a right by making sure the customers was taken care of and letting them know, communicating that, hey, we're training right now, but for your discomfort or for your inconvenience, we want to make sure that we make it right by giving you a gift card. So your next purchase or your next time here will be for free because we appreciate you partnering with us to be able to educate and enlighten these team members so we can continue to be a global threat with our brand across the globe. That's why you got someone right down the store, the convenience store, that coffee is $1.50. $1 for one cup of coffee, and then they can charge you $2 plus, depending on all the stuff that you want in it, $5 or $6 or $7 for the same kind of stuff for the most part, because they have a brand. So today's episode of Market Leader Live is the tip is be cool. Be cool, baby. Don't blow it by overthinking. Don't blow it by missing an opportunity, by missing a blessing. I shared with you the story of how I viewed it as a customer waiting in line and was being looked over. So I thought. And by being cool, how I got a better result. I also showed you what it was to be in management, working for a franchise, and how you understood, even though you're squirming because you know that they're dropping the ball in areas, but you must let your team members go through that experience. So when you're not there, or when it's rush hour in a month or two, now you have a system, you have a group of people that can withstand the test, the trials and tribulations that will allow for you to be recession proof and pandemic proof. Hey, it's your man Darren L. Palmer for another episode of Market Leader Live. Remember, it's chess, not checkers. Until the next time, be blessed and be great.